Okay, so we have question 16. This question isn't necessarily hard, it's just unfamiliar. It's talking about a two-way table, which is here. Usually they give us the table, then we have to figure out a probability of selecting something. In this case, we have to build our table first and then still do the probability. Like always, as we read, we're going to try to jot down notes. A group has 6 rows of birch trees and 5 rows of maple trees. Okay, so we're dealing with birch trees. I'm going to call that B. And it's 6 rows. And we have maple trees. I'm going to call that M. And it's 5 rows. Each row of birch trees has 8 trees that's 20 feet or taller and 6 trees shorter than 20 feet. So we have some tall trees. We have short trees. Okay. And then I'm just going to label B here, my birch. The amount of tall trees we have is 8. The amount of short trees we have for the birch is 6. Next in it says, each row of maple trees has 9 trees 20 feet or taller and 7 trees shorter than 20 feet. So for the maple trees, M, we have 9 that's tall and 7 that's short. It says a tree from one of these rows will be selected at random. What is the probability of selecting a maple tree given that the tree is 20 feet? Okay, so that's the end. I'm just going to finish my table here. I'm going to add my total from this side and then my total from this side. And then one thing I have to be careful about, this table just represents one row, but it says that birch trees is 6 different rows of these values. So I need to multiply my birch values by 6 and my maple values by 5. So when I do that, I have 8 times 6, which is 48, and 6 times 6, which is 36. So now my table reflects the 6 rows for the birch. For the maple, I need to multiply by 5. So 9 times 5 is 45. 7 times 5 is 35. So now this represents the 5 rows. This represents the 6 rows. So going straight down, the total amount of tall trees would be 48 plus 45, which is 93. Going to the next column, if I want the total amount of short trees, that's 36 plus 35, which is 71. Now in the first row, if I want the total amount of birch trees, that's 48 plus 36, which is 84. And the total amount of maple trees is 45 plus 35, which is 80. And then if I just want the total amount of trees in general, regardless of if it's maple or birch, that's 84 plus 80, which is 164. Now I'm going to go back to the last sentence to see exactly what I'm doing. We want to know the probability of selecting a maple tree given that the tree is 20 feet or taller. So these are one of the taller trees. So I know I'm looking in this area. I have tall trees. And it says, what is the probability of selecting a maple tree? And maple tree is this row. So that common number is 45. So I'm selecting the maple tree that's tall. That's 45 out of the total amount of tall trees that I can select from is 93. And if you divide both sides by 3, this reduces to 15 over 31, which is answer choice C.